Good morning, everybody. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Honorable HFM Dr. Harshvardhan today with us.
This conference will now be recorded.
We are grateful that in spite of his very busy schedule, he has given time today. He has to leave at 10:20. We'll honor that time limit. Sir, all the ministries participating today are involved in some aspects of the food value chain. And it is because of the collective efforts of all these ministries that today we have largely achieved the objective of food security. In terms of calorific value, the production in the country today is more than the RDI, the required dietary intake per day. We have exceeded that. So food security has broadly been achieved in the country. However, as a regulator, sir, the FSSAI looks at food as the end product, and we look at the mix of food available, eating habits of people, and the nutrition they are getting, and the sustainability aspects of food. So what we find today is that 70% of the population is getting less than 50% of the nutritional value they should be getting. So although food security has been largely achieved, nutrition security is another matter, and I think we have arrived at a stage today in India where we can now start thinking about nutrition security. So with that in mind, the FSSAI launched a campaign called the Eat Right India campaign, sir. You have launched it, you are aware of it, sir. And using that as a base, we prepared a food vision for 2050, which we have presented to the Rockefeller Foundation also. It has been appreciated all around the world. But there are components in this vision 2050 which naturally are connected to other departments. So we thought, sir, we'll try to share our perspective of the food scenario with all the ministries which actually contribute towards food production and elicit their reactions, suggestions, responses, and then we'll use that to modify our vision to the extent it is required, and maybe in some instances we would be affecting their thinking process, sir. So since we have limited time, sir, I'll request Inoshi, who is the director of Eat Right India campaign, to make a small presentation. After that, sir, we'll go around to all the departments and secretaries who are present with us today, seek their reactions, sir. In the end, sir, we'll request you to address all of us and guide us. So I think straight away let me move to Inoshi. Can we have the presentation on the screen, please? Inoshi, you can start. Can we please load the presentation, share the screen? Yes, thank you. Thank you. Over to you, Inoshi.
Thank you so much, sir. Next, please. So I will just start off by talking about the food systems approach which the Eat Right India initiative has adopted. Next, please. The food systems approach, based on what FAO has said, primarily says that food is not restricted to one particular sector, but actually it engages all those which are part of the value chain, starting from the farm activities where it is produced and moving on to the process in which it is manufactured. Therefore, the engagement of the food industry is involved, to its marketing, transportation, retail, and then finally reaching to consumers. It also engages with international collaborations because it follows certain standards which have to be maintained. Next, please. Why we need to talk about food safety and food hygiene is a very important aspect, because unsafe food contributes substantially to India's public health burden. As we can see, a lot of people fall sick because of foodborne illnesses, which costs our economy almost $15 billion annually. Next, please. But that is not alone. Food is also affecting people in terms of micronutrient deficiencies. So a lot of people are anemic, especially women and children, almost 50%. And we also have rapidly rising obesity and NCDs, which are not only affecting our urban areas, but also the rural population of our country, particularly our adolescents, who almost are 1 in 10 school-going children are pre-diabetic. Next, please. So with this, we created the vision in which we thought that while we are talking about food, why don't we see the various aspects in which food can be talked about in terms of not just public health, but also the economics of it, how it affects the environment, what is the cultural composition in terms of how we are looking at food and eating it, what technological and policy related challenges and changes we can make so that we can achieve a vision of 2050. So what is this vision? Next, please. We can identify the vision in 4 broad pillars. The first is related to food security. What we really want here is an enhanced focus on primary production with crop diversification. This makes sure that we have more food production, increased economic power while reducing rural distress. On the next aspect, we focus on food safety so that we ensure that the economic burden of foodborne disease comes down, and we have proper implementation of food safety laws and food safety while safe water is available to all people. At the next level, at the consumption level, we make sure in 2050 that everybody has options of healthy food and it is affordable and accessible to all. There is low fat, salt, sugar food available by FPOs. Fortified food is available to the people. Trans fat has been eliminated, and there is a greater shift to millets, as well as the wisdom of Ayurveda has been incorporated in food choices. This ensures a decline in micronutrient deficiency, stunting, wasting and NCDs. And in the end, when we look at the environment which gets impacted by all sorts of human activities, we make sure that there is not just integration of traditional knowledge, but we also boost organic farming, biopesticides with new technological advancements. So we make sure there is no loss of food and wastage. Used cooking oil does not enter into the food system. In fact, it is reutilized so that a circular economy can be maintained. And we have innovative eco-friendly packaging options so that we minimize carbon footprint as well as plastic waste. Next, please. For this vision, we've now identified some of the challenges that we are currently facing, which need to be tackled immediately. When we look at the first pillar of food security and availability, we see that the ecologically unsustainable agricultural and animal husbandry practices are continuing. We have soil degradation, environmental pollution and global warming. Food loss and waste across the food value chain is continuing. With regards to food safety, there is still high use of pesticide and antibiotics leading to food contamination, food spoilage, as well as ensuring safety in food business is a high priority. With regards to healthy diets, we have a cereal-based diet which is low on fruits and vegetables, which actually leads to NCDs and micronutrient deficiencies. We have protein deficiency in a lot of people. A lot of traditional foods are vanishing from our tables, and diets which are high in fat, salt and sugar as well as use of trans fat is increasing. With regards to sustainable diets, we need to make sure that we are reducing plastic, food wastage and conserving water. Next, please. So we need to develop an overarching strategy. This strategy is based on the systems approach which goes across sectors as well as ministries. Next, please. So if I were to go through each and every aspect of food from the point in which it is produced, we can then look at the strategy that we need to adopt so that the vision which we have for 2050 can be achieved. So we can start with the primary production. What we are hoping is that shift in agricultural practices so that they become climate smart can take place. Drought and pest resistant varieties of local crops, use of local varieties is encouraged, and millets and traditional crops are also encouraged. Micro irrigation practices, online consultation for farmers, strengthening networks for traceability, integration of standards and surveillance of primary produce such as poultry, fisheries and dairy, and cost-effective micro cold storages, biodegradable packaging can all ensure that primary production actually helps us. One of the options that we also have is how we can experiment with algae, which is quite a thing which is going on in a lot of countries which have long coastal belts. We can think of that. Next, please. Once we have the food which has been produced, it then moves on to the second phase of processing. While at the processing phase, we can ensure that there are efficient processing infrastructures available in terms of, say, cold storage, cold chains which prevent the wastage of perishables like fruits and vegetables, localized small-scale food processing units and industry to boost rural incomes, reduce environmental impact, training in food preservation, as well as the marketing ecosystem to be automated with full digital traceability. Next, please. While the processing is going on, the strategy is also on regulation, reducing food wastage, hygiene and sanitation. Here, FSSAI is currently working in ensuring that there is a robust food regulatory system. There are standards so that excess use of salt, sugar, fat, plastics and other harmful effects can be eliminated. As well as we make sure that repurposing of used cooking oil into biodiesel, soap or other products is promoted. Biodegradable packaging of food is ensured, recycling of plastic is done and there is no food waste. As well as hygiene and sanitation is done across the food chain in our restaurants, in our organized as well as in our unorganized food sector. Next please. When we come to food consumption, this we see is something which is ultimately done by the consumer. But consumers have a choice only in so much so as the options which are available to them. So we need to change the food environments by a settings-based approach in which consumers are there. A large-scale social and behavioral change needs to be done by all ministries and it has to cut across all sections of our society. We need to promote traditional indigenous foods. We need to have front of pack labeling for sugar, salt and fat. We need to have better stringent regulations of food which is being provided in our schools and Anganwadis. We need to make sure that more protein sources for vegetarians is available and we have data which we can collect so that food surveys and other informations are available to decide what people are eating and therefore decide on the regulations which we need. Next please. So this is the food systems approach in a nutshell. I think I went very fast, but this is just the whole of government approach. Next please. The whole of government approach is what we are doing today, where we are all brainstorming on how we can all work together. The FSSAI's role in achieving the vision of 2050 can be seen in terms of this particular slide where we mentioned the challenge as well as the strategy that we've adopted. For instance, for food adulteration, we have created food safety on wheels, which are available in most of the metro cities and all the big cities of the country. We have, with regards to food contamination, we've strengthened our surveillance. We are improving our hygiene and consumer awareness. With regards to pesticides and antibiotics, we are increasing our inspections and third-party audit. With regards to strengthening food safety compliance, we are ensuring that food hygiene and safety trainings for the food businesses is ensured. Next please. Consumer awareness is also being carried out on a large, on quite a large scale with regards to a varied diet diversification. Diets high in fat, salt and sugar should be eliminated. Local seasonal foods should be adopted. We have initiated the RUCO initiative for used cooking oil so that it does not come back into the food chain. And we are also having the Safe Food, Share Food project to use food which is in excess to donate it to people who are in need. Next please. So now we've got these slides for all the ministries and I would request you sir to discuss with those who are present, say with the Ministry of Agriculture if they would be interested to comment.
Precisely. Sir, if you will permit, now we'll ask the concerned ministries to. So, from the Ministry of Agriculture, can we have a response on this slide from what you have heard so far and what we've seen in the presentation? Ministry of Agriculture.
नमस्कार सर.
नमस्कार.
नमस्कार सर. सर मैं आयता भार्गव एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी हूँ सर.
हाँ जी अलका.
सर इनफैक्ट Sir, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity for sharing what we are doing and it is actually totally in line with what has been presented sir and हम लोग इसमें और strengthen करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं सर. सर हम लोग का focus basically nutrition point of view से सर organic fruits and vegetables, millets और सर pulses का जैसे अब हम लोग का अपना उत्पादन बहुत self sufficient हो गया है so वो promote हो रहा है. सर honey पे विशेष जोर है because that can be a very good source of income as well as nutrition. Sir, and in this, in fact, we got a first state-of-art testing laboratory in Anand in collaboration with NDDB just last month inaugurated. Sir, and also ICR bio-fortified varieties बराबर develop कर रहे हैं And sir, happy to inform also, कल sir माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी 17 बायोफोर्टिफाइड वैरायटीज रिलीज करेंगे सर. This is the FAO 75th anniversary tomorrow, तो उस इवेंट पे रिलीज होगी सर. एंड साइमल्टेनियसली जैसे क्लाइमेट रेजिलिएंट वैरायटीज की बात करी गई है, उस पर भी काम चल रहा है. एंड ICAR का एक नेशनल इनिशिएटिव फॉर क्लाइमेट रेजिलिएंट एग्रीकल्चर अम्ब्रेला प्रोग्राम है, जिसके तहत हम लोग सब इकट्ठा काम कर रहे हैं सर. इवन कटिंग अक्रॉस इवन टू एनिमल हस्बेंड्री, बिकॉज जो 10 पैरामीटर्स हम लोग रिपोर्ट करते हैं क्लाइमेट चेंज के लिए, उसमें 2 पैरामीटर्स एनिमल हस्बेंड्री के लिए हैं सर. एंड जो जैसे कहा गया है सर, प्रोडक्शन सिस्टम्स हम स्ट्रेंथन कर रहे हैं थ्रू इंटीग्रेटेड न्यूट्रिएंट मैनेजमेंट एंड इंटीग्रेटेड पेस्ट मैनेजमेंट, जिससे बायो पेस्टिसाइड्स, बायो फर्टिलाइजर्स, ऑर्गेनिक, नेचुरल फार्मिंग पे ज्यादा जोर होगा, जिससे रेजिड्यूज हम लोग के कम रहेंगे. दैट इज नॉट ओनली फॉर डोमेस्टिक कंज्यूमर्स as well as for international compliances also. सर, और जैसे आपको पता होगा FSSAI के साथ हम लोग TGS सर्टिफिकेशन देते हैं ऑर्गेनिक के लिए और थर्ड पार्टी एक्सपोर्ट्स के लिए. तो और सर आयुष के साथ भी काम चल रहा है स्पेसिफिकली ऑर्गेनिक में एंड कृषि वानिकी के प्रोग्राम में, जिससे लोकल फ्रूट्स और ऑर्गेनिक स्पाइसेस, हर्ब्स का थोड़ा प्रोडक्शन और आउटरीच बढ़ जाएगा सर. सर जैसे हम लोग का ये अभी जो एग्री इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फंड है, ये जो लेटेस्ट हम लोग का जो अप्रूव हुई है प्रोग्राम, बट क्योंकि उत्पादन हम लोग का सेल्फ सफिशिएंसी पे आ गया था एंड इनफैक्ट सरप्लस है, सो मोर एफर्ट एंड कंसंट्रेशन इज ऑन पोस्ट हार्वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट, जिससे फूड लॉस कम हो, फूड वेस्टेज कम हो. So for that also sir, ICAR is developing more and more of the processable varieties. जो the production can be enhanced and then Ministry of Food Processing के साथ we can go in for stepped up processing, because अभी हम लोग की country में that's very, I mean the level of processing is pretty low. So उसमें बहुत scope है हम लोग के लिए. सर एक चीज मैं और आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहूंगी सर, ये जो प्लास्टिक पैकिंग वगैरह की बात करी गई है sir, these are some of the things which have been sir, this is from bamboo pulp sir, and these are absolutely biodegradable and these will be excellent packing material for take home, I mean take away meals and all. Sir, इसमें we like to thank FSSAI also because they took out the standards for food contact articles, especially जो bamboo के food contact articles हैं. So these are straws which जो सर गेहूं की जो नीचे का जो कटा हुआ पार्ट बचता है हार्वेस्टिंग के बाद, उससे बनाई गई है. So these can be absolutely great for replacing the plastic straws in tetra packs. सर इसी तरह इसमें जो बैम्बू का है ये इसी तरह से उसको रिप्लेस कर सकते हैं. So there is lot of scope for sir, not just the pure agriculture production and the पूरी value chain है, हम लोग उसको strengthen कर रहे हैं, but also for the options for replacement of plastics. फिर लास्ट में एक चीज और मैं बताऊंगी सर, ये जो एल्गी की बात हुई थी, इसमें सर हम लोग की जो फर्टिलाइजर कंट्रोल ऑर्डर है, उसमें एक जो ऑर्गेनिक बायो फर्टिलाइजर्स में पोटैश फ्रॉम रोडोफाइट्स, इट इज ऑलरेडी इंक्लूडेड इन द FCO, और सीवीड पे विशेष ध्यान है और ये मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फिशरीज के साथ काम चल रहा है इसमें, एंड वी वुड वांट टू इंक्लूड मोर एंड मोर ऑफ सच फर्टिलाइजर्स इन द FCOs. एंड सर ये जो पैकिंग मटेरियल की है सर, इसमें 2 यूनिट्स अभी इंडिया में बने हैं. They are piping bamboo and making paper for tetra packs. तो उसमें सर अभी काफी कुछ तो import हो रहा है, but we are trying to strengthen those so that we can have our own paper and replace the plastic and the aluminum foil lined tetra packs जो अभी बाजार में चल रहे हैं. So this was in a nutshell जो हम लोग कर रहे हैं, and sir we are working very closely with also WCD, which Secretary WCD will elaborate more in detail. हम लोग का जो नेशनल सीड कॉर्पोरेशन है, ICAR है, हॉर्टिकल्चर मिशन, ऑर्गेनिक मिशन, टुगेदर विद WCD उनके पोषण अभियान के लिए और न्यूट्री गार्डन्स एस्टैब्लिश करने के लिए. थैंक यू सर.
थैंक यू वेरी मच अलका. इट्स हार्टनिंग टू सी दैट वी आर ऑन द सेम पेज. मुझे एक चीज़ और स्पेसिफिकली पूछनी है केवल आपसे कि फार्मर्स को वीट और राइस से फ्रूट्स और वेजिटेबल्स और मिलेट्स पे शिफ्ट करने के लिए कोई स्पेसिफिकली आप लोग स्कीम चला रहे हैं क्या, कुछ सोच रहे हैं इस बारे में?
जी सर. सर एक क्रॉप डाइवर्सिफिकेशन प्रोग्राम है हम लोग का, स्पेसिफिकली टारगेटेड टू पंजाब, हरियाणा, वेस्टर्न यूपी, जिसमें उन लोग को टेक्निकल एंड अदरवाइज सपोर्ट दिया जाता है टू वीन अवे फ्रॉम वीट एंड पैडी into other crops. जैसे मेज पे काफी ध्यान है, तो that can be a good poultry feed as well as for biofuels, and also weaning them away to some precision farming in horticulture. सर हम लोग का इजराइल और डच कोलैबोरेशन के साथ बहुत अच्छे सेंटर्स ऑफ एक्सीलेंस बने हैं फॉर हॉर्टिकल्चर, एंड उसको और हम लोग बढ़ावा दे रहे हैं सो दैट फार्मर्स हु आर नॉट डायरेक्टली कनेक्टेड टू दीज centers of excellence, this technique and processes can reach to a bigger hinterland of these centers of excellence. So basic हम लोग का focus on organic fruits, vegetables, millets, biofortification, etc.
Thank you very much, sir. Next slide. हाँ सर,
Council of Elders.
हाँ बताइए.
Sir, some points have already been said by Dr. Alka Bhargava from DAC. So two things we are doing. One is on nutrition, and basically it has been done pan India through Krishi Vigyan Kendras, and we are addressing three issues. One is the biofortified varieties, more than 50 what we have developed, to how to promote those 50 varieties which are rich in zinc, iron, and other things. They're basically crop varieties, also horticultural crops and vegetables variety. And then one is the Nutri Thali concept. Based on the whatever indigenous materials are available, how it can be integrated together, and that can be made aware to the farmers and farm women. And the third concept is the Nutri Gardens. That also we have promoted throughout the country. Agroclimatic specific Nutri Garden models we have developed, and that we have communicated to Women and Child Development Ministry also. We have trained Anganwadi workers 60,000 on one day on 17th September throughout the country. They were brought to the KBP. So we are doing a lot on nutrition across the country in consultation with the Women and Child Development Ministry. The second thing is the climate resilient varieties. There are more than 350 varieties. They are addressing various issues of droughts, floods, and also the soil related issues. Those varieties also we are promoting through our own KVK networks and also through the DAC. And the third important thing is that organic farming practices. Our institutes have developed more than 50 organic farming models in the country, and that we are promoting. Having clusters, and we have got the support from DAC for organizing those kinds of clusters demonstrations on farmer fields. Similarly, sir, we have developed integrated farming system models, which is a kind of diversified model in which crops, fruits, vegetables, and poultry, all those things are integrated together. So those 50 models also we are promoting across the country, and we hope that the issues which have been very rightly raised here, which are related to nutrition, will be able to address. Diversification, another issue was just raised, and I would like to apply that different models of cropping systems we have been able to develop. How rice can be replaced by maize and other crops, pulses and others, and also during summers when crops are almost not grown, how pulses can be integrated, especially moong. So those intensification and diversification models of technology we have been able to develop, and we are trying to push through the network of Krishi Vigyan Kendras across the country, and whatever has been raised today will be further intensifying, sir. So thank you, sir, and many of these have already been raised by Dr. Alka Bhargava.
Thank you very much. I see Secretary Animal Husbandry is with us. Can we have this slide? Next slide, please, which pertains to animal husbandry. Over to you, Atul Chaturvedi, sir. Next slide, animal husbandry slide. Can we have the next slide, please? Yes, thank you. Over to animal husbandry, sir.
नमस्कार सर, मैं अतुल चतुर्वेदी, एनिमल हस्बेंड्री सेक्रेटरी सर। जैसा कि सर लाइफ स्टॉक सेक्टर के बारे में पहले जो प्रेजेंटेशन अभी हुआ उसमें कुछ बातें कही गई, तो सर एक तो सर सबसे बड़ा काम जो हम लोगों ने किया है वो है ये नेशनल मिल्क सेफ्टी एंड क्वालिटी सर्वे जो 2018 में FSSAI ने कंडक्ट किया था, विच वॉज द लार्जेस्ट सैंपल सर्वे एवर डन टिल डेट। उसमें सर जो रेवल्यूशंस आए थे कि जो सैंपल्स नॉन कंप्लायंट पाए गए थे और जो अनसेफ पाए गए थे, उसके बेसिस पे सर हम लोगों के जो यहाँ पे प्रोग्राम चल रहे थे, नेशनल प्रोग्राम फॉर डेयरी डेवलपमेंट एंड नेशनल डेयरी प्लान वन विच इज विद द वर्ल्ड बैंक एंड प्लस डेयरी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट फंड, इन तीनों प्रोग्राम से हम लोगों ने जुलाई 2019 में एक क्वालिटी मिल्क का एक कैंपेन हम लोगों ने स्टार्ट किया और उसमें हम लोगों ने काफ़ी फोकस करके क्वालिटी टेस्टिंग के जो इक्विपमेंट्स हैं ग्राउंड लेवल पे, जहाँ पे कि मिल्क कलेक्शन पॉइंट्स हैं और जो कोऑपरेटिव्स हैं इन सब में ये दिए गए हम लोगों के द्वारा एंड दिस प्रोग्राम इज कंटिन्यूइंग इवन नाउ एंड इन दिस प्रोग्राम वी हैव गिवन टेस्टिंग इक्विपमेंट फॉर basically testing all the impurities in the milk, but however there is a lot of work needs to be done on the issues related to starting from the feed and fodder which goes into the animal and what all is given to animal in terms of the treatment, whether it is the antibiotic and other medicines which are given, and thereafter what milk is produced and comes to the collection center. तो उस एरिया में सर अभी काफ़ी काम होना बाकी है, जो कि ट्रेसेबिलिटी के जो इश्यूज जो एड्रेस किए जा रहे हैं उसमें हम लोग उसको लेने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, लेकिन कलेक्शन पॉइंट से और कंज्यूमर तक जो मिल्क की प्रोसेसिंग है उसमें काफ़ी काम अभी हो चुका है ट्रेसेबिलिटी के ऊपर सर। दूसरी चीज़ हम लोगों ने एक और सर अभी मैं डिस्कशन कर रहा हूँ जिसमें कि हम लोगों ने BIS FSSAI और NDDB इन सबको जोड़ के हार्मोनाइजेशन ऑफ इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड, क्योंकि आज की तारीख में अलग अलग एजेंसीज ने कुछ अपने अपने स्टैंडर्ड्स बना रखे हैं, उन सबको कैसे हार्मोनाइज करके एक कॉमन स्टैंडर्ड मिल्क क्वालिटी का बनाया जाए। जैसे कि हमारा गोल्ड का हॉलमार्क होता है, जो हॉलमार्क अगर साइन हो तो पता लग जाता है कि गोल्ड इज प्योर। सिमिलरली हम लोग यहाँ पे वर्कआउट कर रहे हैं, उसमें आज मेरी एक और मीटिंग है कंज्यूमर अफेयर्स के ऑफिसरों के साथ और BIS के साथ और FSSAI एंड अदर ऑफिशियल सर, उसमें हम लोग कोशिश ये कर रहे हैं कि एक सिंगल स्टैंडर्ड बन जाए जो कि अक्रॉस मिल्क का पॉपुलर हो और उसी के बेसिस पे कंज्यूमर्स की अवेयरनेस भी आए। तीसरा सर, जो डेयरी एनालॉग्स जो हैं जो कि मार्गरीन बटर और ये सब चीज़ें जो हैं उनको डेयरी प्रोडक्ट की तरह आइडेंटिफाई ना किया जाए, उसके लिए भी हम FSSAI के साथ मिलके रेगुलेशंस और स्टैंडर्ड्स को इम्प्रूव कर रहे हैं। कुछ हो चुके हैं, कुछ पाइपलाइन में है सर। उसके द्वारा भी सर हम डेयरी की प्योरिटी को सर्टिफाई कर सकेंगे, कंज्यूमर्स के लिए अवेलेबल करा सकेंगे। हाउएवर सर, 2-3 चीज़ें हैं जो अभी करने के लिए बाकी हैं। एक तो है सर जो फीड रेगुलेशन के बारे में हम लोगों ने बातचीत करी है FSSAI के साथ, जिससे कि FS एक्ट 2006 में फीड को भी रेगुलेट किया जाए, क्योंकि फीड इज ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ द इकोसिस्टम एज फार एज वी गो अलोंग इन द फूड चेन। दूसरा सर, एक बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है एंटी माइक्रोबायल रेजिस्टेंस। वो क्या होता है सर कि अगर आप एंटीबायोटिक वगैरह जो ट्रीट करते हैं एनिमल्स को, जो उसमें देते हैं, उससे एंटीबायोटिक पास ऑन होती हैं टू ह्यूमन बीइंग थ्रू दीज मिल्क एंड मिल्क प्रोडक्ट्स एंड अदर डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स एंड लाइवस्टॉक प्रोडक्ट, एंड ह्यूमन टर्न microbial resistance as far as that particular antibiotic is concerned, and therefore once the antibiotic of that particular variety is given to that particular human being, when they fall ill, they have already developed a resistance and they won't know about it. So in this area sir, हम लोगों को अभी काफी काम करना है, जिसमें कि environment, animal और health sector तीनों मिलके इसको काम को करना है, क्योंकि इसमें कई सारी चीजें हैं, जैसे कि अवेयरनेस जनरेशन की बात है, फीड एंड ट्रीटमेंट जो दिया जा रहा है एनिमल, उसको किस तरह से कंट्रोल किया जाए उसकी बात है, अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम ICR और ICMR के साथ मिलकर करने की जरूरत है सर। कोऑपरेशन इसमें ICR और ICMR का और भी जरूरत है साथ में, क्योंकि टू डेवलप द क्वालिटी एंटीबायोटिक्स इन लाइन विद ह्यूमन यूसेज विद मिनिमम साइड इफेक्ट एंड रेजिस्टेंस। और आयुष के साथ मिलकर हम वो कुछ ऑल्टरनेटिव मेडिसिन वगैरह के यूज की भी कोशिश कर रहे हैं, जिससे कि एंटीबायोटिक्स के यूसेज कम हो सके। लेकिन इसमें सर जो एंटी माइक्रोबायल रेजिस्टेंस का जो काम है, वो वन हेल्थ वाला जो कॉन्सेप्ट है सर, जो आपको मालूम है सर, आप ही उसको काफी प्रमोट कर रहे हैं सर। तो वन हेल्थ का जो कॉन्सेप्ट है, उसमें हेल्थ मिनिस्ट्री के साथ हम लोग मिलके इसमें अगर काम करेंगे तो उसमें एंटी माइक्रोबायल रेजिस्टेंस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट ऑफ इट व्हिच नीड्स टू बी कंट्रोल्ड सर। So this is what I have to say as far as the role of the animal husbandry is concerned. Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। जो फीड की आपने बात करी सर, तो माननीय मंत्री जी ने ऑलरेडी अप्रूव कर दिया है। हम लोगों ने फूड एक्ट के अमेंडमेंट के प्रपोजल्स पब्लिक डोमेन में डाले हैं कमेंट्स के लिए, और उसमें फीड का रेगुलेशन भी प्रपोज्ड है। ये काम ऑलरेडी सर हो गया है हमारे यहाँ से। अब उस पर जो कमेंट्स आएंगे उसको लेकर भी पार्लियामेंट में जाएंगे हम लोग। दूसरी बात जो एंटी माइक्रोबियल रेजिस्टेंस की आपने कही सर, वो जो पिछला सर्वे दूध का हुआ था बहुत मेजर हमारे यहाँ से, उसमें करीब 7% सैंपल्स में हाई लेवल्स ऑफ एंटीबायोटिक्स पाए गए थे, पेस्टिसाइड्स एंड एंटीबायोटिक्स, विच इज़ सिग्निफिकेंट। ये घटने की ज़रूरत है। अब हम लोग दिवाली से जस्ट पहले एक मिल्क प्रोडक्ट्स का बड़ा सर्वे और करेंगे सर, जिसमें सारे मिल्क की टेस्टिंग करेंगे, खासतौर पे माइक्रोबियल इन्फेक्शंस के लिए और एंटीबायोटिक्स वगैरह के लिए टेस्टिंग करेंगे सर। तीसरी बात जो आपने कही सर वो डेयरी एनालॉग्स की थी, तो यू आर अवेयर कि ये बड़ा कंट्रोवर्शियल मुद्दा है। बहुत सारे ओपिनियंस हम लोगों के पास आए हैं हमारे ड्राफ्ट रेगुलेशन के ऊपर। कुछ लोग कहते हैं कि टर्म डेयरी जो है वो बिल्कुल स्पेसिफिकली केवल बोवाइन प्रोडक्ट्स के लिए ही रिजर्व होनी चाहिए, और बहुत सारे लोगों का कहना है कि नहीं, कोकोनट मिल्क आता है, आलमंड मिल्क आता है, सोया मिल्क आता है, सारी दुनिया में आते हैं। तो इसके ऊपर निर्णय माननीय मंत्री जी के लेवल पे होगा। जो कमेंट्स आए हम लोग प्रस्तुत करेंगे मंत्री जी के सामने। बाकी सर जैसा आपने कहा, वी कोऑपरेट टुगेदर, आगे बढ़ाएंगे इन चीज़ों को। नेक्स्ट MSME डिपार्टमेंट, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड।
Sir, can I come in for a minute?
Who is that?
Sir, I'm Sagar Mehra, Joint Secretary from Department of Fisheries, sir.
Yes, please बताइए।
Sir, we are in entire agreement with the channel and strategy identified for Ministry of Fisheries and Animal Husbandry and Dairying, sir. Sir, under our newly flagship scheme, that is Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, sir, along with the enhancing of production and productivity, we have a special focus on traceability, post-harvest management, and quality control also, sir. And along with that, it also has, the central theme running through it is sustainable and responsible development of fisheries also, sir. It also addresses the critical gap in fisheries sector, including certification, standardization, and regulatory framework and traceability. And sir, it also lays special focus on introduction of new technologies like recirculatory aquaculture system, biofloc, and cage culture, sir. And with regard to seaweed, sir, we have a dedicated investment of 640 crore for seaweed, and we are in the process of preparing National Action Plan for seaweed production. And in the next 5 years, we target to plan for production of 10 lakh seaweed. And sir, apart from this, to promote sustainable and responsible development of fisheries, we are also targeting diversification of species and especially promotion of indigenous species. And sir, along with this, we also envisage that there should be supply of quality seed and feed, along with the notification of BIS standards for aquaculture. And sir, along with this, to address the gap through guidelines, rules, and regulations, we are working upon a new legislation, that is the Aquatic Animal Disease and Health Management Bill, to address not only the disease issue but also to regulate the aquaculture inputs, including banned antibiotics and other spurious inputs. And besides this, we are also, along with the different stakeholders, in discussion with states and UTs, we create awareness amongst the primary producers to avoid use of banned antibiotics and chemically active substances. And sir, further, UF is also in consultation with states to notify the different feed standards of aquaculture use as a compulsory feed standards under BIS.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You see, Animal Husbandry Department has specifically requested FSSAI to regulate feed. Now, if the Fisheries Department would like to do that on its own, as we understand, please confirm that to us in writing. We have asked for comments on the draft of the Act. So please confirm to us that you will be regulating fish feed yourself and you do not want FSSAI to regulate it. Now, we are slightly short of time, so we'll quickly go through the other departments. I am sorry. Let's go to food processing. Can we have this slide of food processing?
Good morning, sir. I am Reema Prakash, Joint Secretary, Ministry
Good morning,
of Food
Reema.
Processing, sir. If we can have the slide on food processing.
Next. Yes, this is it. Okay.
Sir, I'm also here, sir. Alka Arora. Can we please see the MSME slide, please?
Okay, we'll go. Can we go back one slide? Alka, we don't have much time. The minister has to leave at 10:15, so we have hardly 3-4 minutes left. So just in 30 seconds, what you want?
No, sir. I just wanted to highlight, sir, that for the beekeeping, sir, we are already working with the Agriculture Ministry, sir. Under our Khadi division, KVIC is already running a program on the beekeeping, sir, and there were some discussions that we can take on more work and we can work in coordination with them, sir. Also, sir, for the infrastructure development and for providing machinery, so we have a scheme called CLCSS where we give support for providing machinery to the entrepreneurs, and for the food processing, so we can list out what are the machineries, and sir, we can provide support in that. Also, sir, we are working, sir, our ministry is currently doing, we are having some 5 task forces where we are working on different verticals. In fact, I am myself working on the export and import substitution, where I had a meeting with all these states where we had a discussion, sir, like many of them are having the farm produce, but they do not know how to set it out, and the industry needs to be set up there, sir. So we will follow up. I will speak to Alka madam also.
Thank you.
We can in coordination, sir, set up, if they are setting up the clusters, we can help them, sir, there. And in the Northeast, sir, we've already started doing a lot of capacity building, sir, for packaging, sir, with different states, sir, we've had a meeting. And even in the GKRE, sir, vertical, we are already doing, sir. I also run a scheme called the SCST Hub, sir. Under that vertical also, sir, we have started capacity building training, sir. So whatever, sir, support is required from our ministry, we will support, sir.
That's great. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Now we'll go to Rima for 1 minute, and then we'll go to Mr. Ram Mohan Mishra for 1 minute. Then we'll request the minister to address us. Rima?
Thank you, sir. I'll quickly summarize, sir. While the points have been well captured in the slide, there are 2 issues which I would like to highlight, sir. One is that Ministry of Food Processing has 2 institutes, pioneer institutes, which are working and doing excellent work on food processing technology, sir. First is NIFTAM in the Kurli area, sir. NIFTAM already is associated with FSSAI for evaluation of food quality, food standards and food quality assessment for the midday meal operators at various locations, sir. The NIFTAM PhD students have also taken training from FSSAI, and we will continue to work with NIFTAM. NIFTAM can continue to work with FSSAI to coordinate their efforts for campaigning for the Eat Right movement. So this is already on, and we will step up our efforts in this direction, sir. So another institute we have is IIFPT in Thanjavur. IFPT has done very innovative work in packaging, so I don't know whether you all have followed. They have developed a plate from jackfruit, which is an edible plate, so that can be an alternative for plastic, and many other such innovations IFPT has done, sir. Besides, sir, they have a very pioneer food testing lab which is working on setting standards for new products, like standards for refined wheat flour and malted sugar for confectionery. These have already been suggested to FSSAI, and more such products can be explored, sir. Besides, sir, they have a mobile food testing laboratory which has been patented by them. This lab has been designed and developed to function as a fully functional mobile testing laboratory, and it can be used to create awareness on food safety issues amongst public, sir. So one last point, sir, we have a new scheme which was announced under the Atmanirbhar package, the PM scheme on formalization of micro food enterprises, sir. The scope for convergence with this scheme for developing indigenous healthy food and awareness is immense. This is a scheme which is just taking off, and we will ensure that this aspect is factored in the new scheme, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I'll now request Secretary WCD to address us, and then Secretary Health, if he wishes to add anything, then we'll request the Minister.
Can I come in just for half a minute?
Who is that? Nidhi?
I'm Nidhi.
हाँ Nidhi, please, बताइए.
Sir, just to brief, sir, BIS under a very ambitious program of One Standard, One Nation, we are basically trying to approach all the departments and ministries, and we are trying to harmonize all the standards that different regulatory authorities have come out with. And as Secretary Animal Husbandry has already informed that we are taking a meeting today. The idea is each food product should have a BIS certification together with the certification that is already available from the concerned regulatory authorities. So
let me clarify, Nidhi. There's a lot of within the industry. There's some demand that there should be only one license for each food product, not two of them. So BIS as of now has 12 food products on which BIS certification is mandatory, and we are not looking at a scenario where every food product will have a BIS certification. We'll have to discuss this further. But yes, harmonization of standards on these 12 products, that makes a lot of sense. Ram Mohan, may I now request Ram Mohan Mishra ji, Secretary WCD? Can we have the WCD slide?
I would like to express our gratitude to you for having those directions to states along with our honorable minister. So we will be happy to know that the Secretary Health and DGFSI have been great help to us in terms of this joint convergent approaches to states. DGFSI is helping us in enforcing right kind of quality standards in the field. Along with that, sir, we have issued joint guidelines to states with 7 ministries, including health, and that is to create that entire ecosystem approach to nutrition. We also have endeavored for panchayats very actively, and the idea, sir, is that people own up the issue of nutrition. They will be able to drive it more effectively. Along with this, sir, we are also working on a Poshan Atlas, which will give a dynamic kind of understanding of what kind of local nutrition materials are available. With Ayush, we have entered into an MOU, sir. Happy to know, sir, with Ayush Ministry, they have done some experiment on anemia, and in one pocket, the trials have proved that they have been able to bring down anemia in a particular cluster from 40% to 1%. That's what Secretary Ayush told. So this, along with Ayush, sir, is while managing nutrition. The approach is first to activate the village health and nutrition committees, and their help sensitize the mothers and children and Anganwadi workers. And that is what food which is locally available is hot. Using this as Additional Secretary Agriculture said, we are now having large-scale promotion of 50 gardens, along with the convergence of Narega resources and agriculture, horticulture, forestry. So all these combined, I think the long-term kind support we should have very focused approach to handling this issue of malnutrition, particularly the severe acute malnutrition, where you very kindly issued the guidelines around the activities. There is something more, sir. One of these days I'll see time, sir, and make a
Thank you, Mishra ji. Thank you very much. May I now request Rajesh Bhushan, if you want to add something, please, would you like to come in? Secretary Health.
Thank you, Arun. Honorable HFM is here, and his priorities have been the school health program, as well as the NCDs and micronutrient deficiencies. So all these priorities are addressed in the roadmap which is being presented by Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. We are in total sync with this approach, and we fully support it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will now request Honorable HFM to address us. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for sparing your valuable time today. Well, I am so happy about this meeting. This is like a dream fulfilled, because what FSSAI tries to do, unless we have the total government approach, we really can't achieve significant positive outcomes. Actually, I had kept 2 hours for this meeting in my own schedule, but we yesterday night got an information that at 10:30 we have to be part of a meeting of the Prime Minister. So today we have to sort of cut it down. So I'll just make 2-3 things. You see, for ultimately in the beginning, Arun Singhal ji has mentioned about the two terms. He said food security, and then he also mentioned about nutrition security. And we all know that in spite of so many efforts being done by so many people all over the country and all of you for so many years, we still have, a large number of people suffering from malnutrition, over 50% women suffering from anemia, and all those issues are still there in the country. So what I would be, as a doctor also, I feel that for somebody to be healthy, there are 3-4 things which are the most prime things. This Eat Right India movement, that's number one. The Fit India movement, that's number two. And I think if we can ensure that we have good sanitary conditions around the place where we are living, and of course if we can give people the right good quality potable water, and of course a good environment around them, then that actually fulfills everything. So I can foresee lot of scope for, if we have to really achieve those goals which we have fixed for 2050. I think we can do that in 5-10 years. It's not 250. We don't have to, none of us will be there in 2050 to see whether we could achieve the goals or not. So I have just one suggestion right now. Number one, this meeting that we have done today, let this become an institutionalized mechanism of this so-called total government approach for achieving the nutrition security of the country, so that we have everyone having adequate amount of calories. We know that average caloric intake of the country is far below than the required one. So number one, this whole system that we have done today, this meeting, it should become an institutionalized system with perfect synergy between all of us. And I am suggesting to Arun Singhal ji that in 1 month from now, with all the departments, he should have, with his own team and their team, he should have good quality brainstorming sessions, and with those brainstorming sessions individually with the related departments. And I am sure most of the departments are related in the government in some way or the other. For the broader perspective of health, I find that everybody is important, but for his FSSAI or the nutrition security also, many departments are very important. So with those brainstormings, we should actually try to, some good suggestions should emerge where we are doing something new, innovative, over and above what we are already doing or whatever we have already planned, plus our mechanism to actually implement what we have already done. And then maybe after a month or so, maybe just after Diwali, when he has finished with all these brainstormings with all of you at individual level, with the high profile, best quality people in your departments and in FSSAI, and he can take the help of maybe involve the regular health ministry also in those brainstormings. Then we can meet again, and I would suggest that we will keep that meeting for at least 2-3 hours, and I'll seek your indulgence and your time also for that meeting. And then we put up a robust monitoring mechanism of what we are implementing, what are the outcomes. I am sure that if this group decides, and that is the inherent strength of India, that when India decides, India can do it. So it is not, we don't have to wait till 2050. I am sure at least by 2030, at least if not by 2025, but in next 10 years we can really achieve this nutrition security. And again I say that this Eat Right India movement and the Fit India movement, they are going to be the game changers for India. Apart from the already many visionary things about sanitation and environment that are being done, they are all, and we know the next 5 years water is going to be very important, which is going to add to this health component also in a big way. So this is my, I wish I had more time to talk to you, to hear all your views, but maybe when we meet after Diwali, we will meet for indefinite time and discuss threadbare everything, and go back with a pledge and a resolve that we'll achieve this by 2030. So once again, thank you, thanks all of you. Our meeting with the Prime Minister is only 2 minutes away, so I think I have to take, although very reluctantly, but I have to take leave from all of you. Thank you for being a part of this meeting.
Thank you, sir. We are extremely grateful to you for sparing time. Thank you all the participants. Thanks.